gardeners, this is Gardener the Young. Video we are gonna see how to take care of the hibiscus, ever gorgeous, evergreen hibiscus, which is tamed to grow in a hot climate like mine. So the plants like petunias, balsam, chrysanthemum and aster grow only in winter and are mostly annuals. But this hibiscus is a warm climate plant and can be grown as a perennial. If you live in a frosty climate, that's where the problem will be. The frost can kill your hibiscus plant. So if you live in a warm climate like India or any tropical region, it would grow throughout the year and it would bloom for years. Like it's a perennial. It can live even for 10 to 15 years. So that's a great time and it's the best plant to grow at our home. The plant is extremely useful that it has many medicinal properties. The flower can be made into tea and can be drunk for antioxidant tea, and the flower can be also made into hair oil and can be kept on hair for a better growth of hair, and the leaves also can be ground and can be applied on our hair as a hair pack, and it would give a great strength to our hair. So it's basically a great plant for our hair. So the other reason is the flowers look extremely beautiful and can attract many pollinators to our garden. Let's get started with the caring. This plant is an easy to grow plant and can be grown anywhere in a small container to a large bucket or on a land where you have space, and can be kept out as an ornamental plant. The flowers attract many people and it would look so good. But the best size of container is a container like this. You can use an old drum or anything and can grow it. The ideal size for growing hibiscus is a grow bag like this, 24 into 24 into 40 centimeter. This is a great grow bag for any plants. When it comes to the soil must be soft, loamy and rich in nutrients so that the plant thrives in it. But it can also live in a clayey soil. It would really grow well in any kind of soil. But if you give a soil like this, the plant would flourish really well and it would give more blooms. So next comes the watering. When the top 2 inches of the soil is dry to touch without any moisture, that is the best time to water it. You can water it directly on the root ball, and you can water it 3 days once or 2 days once. That would be totally fine, I guess. The main thing is do not overwater, then it may cause root rot to any plants. This is a common step for any plant, so don't overwater. When the top 2 inches of the soil is dry, that's the right time to water the plant. Next thing is fertilizing. This plant doesn't require a lot of fertilizers. It can be grown in any soil without fertilizers also. It blooms really well with an adequate amount of sunlight. It really blooms well. But for added blooming, you can add fertilizers rich in potassium and phosphorus. So the best fertilizers for that are potassium, the banana peel fertilizer, eggshell fertilizer or bone meal. All the videos are out from our channel, so check it. I would link it in the top right corner of the video on the iCard. Click on it and watch it after watching this video. Talk about the sunlight requirement. They require 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight for full blooming. They really bloom well when you give them more light. But if you wish to grow them in a shady area where they get partial amount of sunlight, at least 2 to 3 hours, it would grow really well and would give some amount of bloom, some amount of flowers. The shape of the leaves is really great and it would add greenery to your balcony garden if you grow them in partial shade. So for that reason, at least you can grow them. And there are varieties which have variegated leaves which look more beautiful like an indoor plant, but it doesn't live in indoors. You need to give them at least some amount of sunlight, direct sunlight, to live really well. But placing it outdoors is the best idea. Final thing is pruning. When your plant grows really tall, you should prune your plant so that it looks in shape and it would give out numerous amount of branches from the node like this. So make sure you prune your plant once or twice a year so that it grows really well and really bushier in shape, like this one, so that you encourage more blooming. In every branch there will be flowers, lot of flowers, so this is a better idea. So in this way you can get more blooms. Last and the final and the saddening thing is pest. Mostly they are pest tolerant. They don't get as much pest as other crops, but still there are chances of mealybugs, aphids, and the normal kind of caterpillars, etc. on the plant. So if you see them, dust it with wood ash. The powder will burn the skin of the insect, and it would kill the insect. And you can also spray neem oil as a preventive measure weekly, once or twice. That's mostly when you will see those kind of pests when you keep them in a shady area, or else you won't see even that. If you place them in more sunny area, there's no chance of those kind of pests. But when you place them in a shady area with low light, that's when their immune system gets damaged and are prone to more insects. That's why in rainy seasons also you can find insects, because there's less sunshine. Hope you would have understood a lot about the hibiscus plant. Do like, share and subscribe to Gardener the Young. Happy gardening.